Okay, let's get started. Let's start with a battery right here. There's a power switch right there. Let's start with a motor. This is power and that controls the direction. So we'll give it some power. Green and green, that's power right there. Get some strength. And then we can't turn it on yet because the direction hasn't been set yet, so nothing happens. So we need a sensor to set the direction. And the sensor has a red over here. That's the only red one. The rest of it is power. So sensor is a proximity sensor, and then this will determine whether it's too far or too close or just right. So we put the red onto the input. That's one of the things that's a little bit different than Legos, where you don't need these pieces. Yeah, these are not magnetized at all. So these are just regular ball bearings, and the corners are magnetized. But anyway, you end up having with three things, I guess four if you count the actual balls. You can't just connect them. You have to actually make sure that, you know, like if you have like this and you try to put that red, if you try to put that red over here, it won't go because you have these two balls and these two balls also. So you have to make sure that it's just the right amount. Let's see, I'm going to move forward. So that's a sensor, and if it is too far, oh wait, the sensor doesn't have any power yet because the bottom is red, remember? That one's red. But the sensor itself doesn't have any green yet, so we need to have it actually give it some green. That's why it's kind of like intermittent like this. And so again, going to put it more of these. They actually, I believe, play a role because these are also the ground, and the signal goes through one pin right here, and the outside here probably are the ground. So now this is actually should be working. So if it's going too close, it's going to go one direction, too far, just right, or too far. So what we need to make sure is that it's going to be correct, going the correct direction. Yep. If I'm just right, it should stop. If I'm going too far, it wants to go that way, and just right. Yeah, if you get it backward, then basically it's going, when you're trying to do this, it will go the wrong direction. So make sure that it's right directions, okay? So we got one working. Now we need to put another one. And it's not as simple as it sounds because again, you have all these sides that has to match, and because of the cube you can't just like, you know, wire things. I guess you can use this over here. Basically this is a wire right here, so you can go from any place to any place, but for the most part you want to try to make it such that they're just reusing these cubes because of the neighbors. So that one is going one direction, and if we put it, go like this, and then go like this, they're both going to go the same direction, and ends up going to go like in a circle. So make sure you put this the other way around, so when this is going this way, which meaning forward, this one's going this way, meaning forward also. So you got two of them right there. But of course, that only has the power right now, they're going through there. So we also need to give it the direction. There's one down here, there's one up there, but since there's only one red down here, if you remember, there's only one red, we need to make that red hit those two. So now we have to have a temporary piece that actually will do that. So, and these blue ones, basically all the blues are connected together on all sides except for one side. So I need to decide whether I want to have, actually I'm gonna make the white going this way, so in case I have stuff hooked up here, it will not be connected to anything. So there's blue on the bottom, there's blue on the side, and so now with this, that top layer for the direction are now connected to those two, and then we could connect it to the red finally. Make sure that's the red, okay. And then we'll connect that, we'll connect this. So now, both of those, the red goes through these two blue and goes through the brown that is on the motors. The motor already have one power, but the other motor doesn't have power. So again, we have to put another thing over here to connect them so they have power. So more blue. I'm gonna put the blank on the bottom so they're all connected except for the bottom part. Okay, so now those two from the motor, basically these two but on the other side, are connected. And it's also connected to this guy, which is not connected to anything, but actually we want to connect it to this guy for power. I wonder if you could put this. I want to try that. So this one, no, I can't because I need this blue to be the signal. So this has to be up here. Make sure that red still is okay. And finally, this is power. We could power this. Probably doesn't matter where. I'm gonna go like this so we could put a wheel on the back here. So let's see if I get everything right. So the only thing that's missing is this guy doesn't have power. So like I said, we'll just use this kind of like an extension cord. And then we'll give it power from any of these green. And we'll give it some strength. So I have to be careful not to get all disassembled. And so now, go like that. And if I go forward, go backward. Okay, so it's working. So let's give it some strength because basically this comes apart very easily. So what I discovered works is we have these corner pieces. Not too many of them, unfortunately. So this will give it strength, and those on the bottom here. And then let's put some wheel on the back. So these are just freewheeling. Get some wheel on one side. Some wheel on the other side. And then somehow we need to put it over there. So let's get some more boxes. And these are just mechanical. There's no electrical on this one. I'm just using that as a connector. Remove the. Okay, I'll put the white on the bottom. White. And finally, we join them together. And voila! But it's still very flimsy, so we need to actually reinforce it. I'm going to put all the reinforcement on the bottom. And then I believe I only have 2 of these squares, so that's kind of unfortunate. Okay, so that's that. This is kind of free. Guess we'll just do our best with the rest of them by putting more reinforcements so they won't fall apart too badly. These are nothing but reinforcements. Let's see, I cannot cover the switch, but I should be able to cover this side. Oh yeah. That should give